Well, it's National Science Week, and my guest tonight has been called the rock star of the digital revolution. He's the Professor of Artificial Intelligence at the University of New South Wales. His latest book is called 2062, The World That AI Made. Please welcome Toby Walsh. Hello, Toby. Thank you so much for being here. It's a real pleasure to have you on, and I'm sorry about all this.
It's a pleasure to be interviewed by a parrot.
Yes, you're very welcome. This is a highlight for you, I'm sure. Now, 2062, the prediction is that is the year when we'll have made machines that are as intelligent as us. Let's focus on the positive first. Why should we be excited about that?
Well, because the robots can do the 4 Ds, the dirty, the dull, the difficult and the dangerous. And we can sit back and the robots take all the sweat.
OK, great. There does seem to be some good news out there. I'm excited about this one. All right, have a look at this. This apparently is a robot that has been trained to find Wally in Where's Wally books. Recognises the faces there, right? Got his little hand. There he is. That's the one he's looking for. And then, boom! He bloody got it. So that's good news. So are you optimistic about that future generally?
I'm optimistic in the long term. I think it might be a bumpy road to get there, but in the long term, it'll be good.
OK. What about all the jobs they're going to take?
There will be new jobs created by technology and jobs destroyed by technology. And it's just a matter of we don't know what the balance is going to be. But hopefully, like the Industrial Revolution, we will actually work less and enjoy the benefits that the productivity comes.
I mean, this is the dream, right? Some people talk about a socialist utopia where like, you know, all the machines do all the shitty work that we don't want to do, and we get to sit around and talk about art and literature and have hot sex constantly. That feels like it would take a few decisions and a few political changes to actually get us to that point. The other sort of less inspiring vision is one where people don't have skills to work at all and they starve to death. Go.
That's why I wrote the book, to actually try and persuade people that we need to make some difficult choices so that we share the prosperity, so that all of us get to profit. Like in the Industrial Revolution, we shared the benefits, but we made some significant changes. We introduced unions, labour laws, education, universal education, the welfare state, so that all of us shared the benefit, and it won't be the owners just of the robots, but all of us.
Elon Musk says that AI is the biggest threat to civilization.
Yeah. Well,
do you agree?
Elon Musk is a fantastic engineer,
but... He's a wanker, isn't he? He's a fucking wanker, isn't he?
No, he will get us to Mars, right? he's convinced the Earth is completely fucked and that we have to escape the planet, and that's why we're going to go to Mars. But I think he's wrong about AI. There was a survey done of 50 Nobel laureates. AI wasn't in the top 10 risks. Like, at the top, of course, was climate change.
OK. What are the risks that he's putting out there? What are his fears when it comes to artificial intelligence and what it could do to our society?
Well, he's worried that the robots are going to take over, that the robots will decide that we're terrible at running the planet, which is true, and that that they'll do a better job of it, which is true. But the thing he hasn't taken into account...
This is not consoling at all. This is awful. I feel worse than before.
The thing he hasn't taken into account is that the robots do what we tell them to do. And that's often the problem. We just haven't thought carefully through what we've told them to do. But they have no desires of their own. They do exactly what we tell them to do.
So it's your belief that we won't get to a point, human beings aren't smart enough to make technology that will become smarter than us?
Oh, we will probably build machines in 2062 that are as smart as us, and shortly afterwards, they will be smarter than us because they'll be faster than us, they'll have more memory than us, they'll have none of the limitations that the human brain has. And so there's no reason to suppose be very conceited to think that we were as smart as you could possibly be.
I am.
It's not a high bar to pass.
All right, smarty pants, man. OK, but there are some things that you're really concerned about. You're part of this campaign to stop the killer robots.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, this isn't Terminator. When people hear the word killer robots, they think of Terminator, and it's actually much simpler technologies. In fact, just 2 weeks ago, we saw a drone being used to try and assassinate the president of Venezuela. I don't know what your feelings are about the president of Venezuela, but it was an example of how technology gets repositioned, quite stupid technology, very quickly, and that will transform the way we fight war.
Well, as part of that campaign, you went to the UN and you've talked to a lot of people about that. You've got people like Elon Musk on board with this kind of campaign. Yeah, the campaign put together a bit of a promotional video, right, to imagine a fictional universe, or near future, really, where we could see the impact of autonomous weapons. It is terrifying. Take a look.
Inside here is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works.
How far away are we from those killer robots and drones flying into people's heads and killing everyone?
A few months. That isn't technology that you couldn't actually pretty much put together today if you had a evil intent.
And what are the controls and regulations on that kind of stuff? How's the campaign going?
That's why I've gone to the United Nations. I'm pleased to say 26 nations have called so far to try and ban that technology. Most recently China, quite surprisingly Austria. Australia, I'm sad to say, is not amongst that list. We have led the way in disarmament talks, other types of technologies for chemical weapons, biological weapons, but this one we are just literally sitting on our hands waiting for things to happen to us.
Right. But there's also human-operated drone systems that are doing a whole lot of damage, and humans like pressing the buttons and controlling them. That's not a whole lot better either.
It is, but at least there's still a human in the loop. And even with a human in the loop, they're making 9 out of 10 mistakes. And without a human in the loop, we'll be making far more. And if you're a terrorist, you don't care. That's a perfect weapon of terror. So we should be very worried about how this technology is going to get out there if we don't regulate it. And we have an opportunity, a window where we can get it regulated.
What about the old self-driving cars? We talk about that a lot. Google's developing that technology. Tesla is researching that kind of idea. Uber's working pretty hard to get rid of that pesky whole driver part of their algorithm there. Is that something that we can look forward to or that you're in support of?
100%. 1,000 people will die on the roads of Australia in the next year caused by an idiot driving a car. And that will go away pretty much almost to zero once we have autonomous cars.
But millions and millions of people, I think there's something like a crazy amount of the workforce, like in America, is made
3
up
million
of
people.
3 million people, there you go. That's millions. Millions of people in America make their living by driving. What's going to happen to those people once their job is taken away by a sweet, sweet robot?
That's a great question. You have to think, what other skill do those people have? Because driving is not going to be one that's far safer to have a robot, far cheaper to have a robot do that than a human. So for most of us, that's going to be great. Ubers are going to be the prices of buses, and transport is going to be given to the elderly, the disabled, the handicapped that they don't have today. But if you're someone, the irony is the Uber driver, newest job on the planet, is the shortest lived job on the planet. Mm.
What about other jobs? You've predicted in 2050 there will be a nightly TV news program that is made without a single human being involved in the production. Okay, now I lost my job in a different way, but, I'm worried. We found out today that the director of American History X has cast a robot as the lead actor in his new film. Toby, tell me that comedians are going to be okay.
I'm afraid not. Let me introduce you to my friend.
No, God damn it! Who's this?
This is Mechanoid. Just let me turn him on.
Mechanoid. Okay, this is a robot that you've brought in.
Yeah, and actually, my daughter made him, so he's not a very complicated robot.
Oh, hello, Mechanoid.
At your service.
Hello. Does he do comedy?
You are in main LIM library.
Okay.
Press green button to list commands. Press blue button to
he just goes
exit
off on his
to
own.
main menu.
Okay, tell us a joke.
I've not enjoyed that one little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, the book is called 2062, The World That AI Made. Please thank Mechanoid and Toby Walsh, everybody. Thank you very much for being us there. That's our start, everyone. Thanks for watching. Tune in for our best of edition tomorrow night. Very small business. Up next,